Hey dear viewers, welcome to this interesting channel, and we have an interesting tutorial where we shall be reviewing the 2023 Additional Mathematics Internal ECZ examination for school certificate ordinary level. And today we shall be considering question number 12 coming from paper 2 under exponential and logarithmic functions. So this is the paper. Let's try to check the question in the paper. Let's try to check where question number 12 is. This is the paper. Let's try to check where question number 12 is. Okay, so here is question number 12. Question number 12 has three parts. It has part A, part B, and part C. So let's try to go through each and every part that we have in that question. We're going to start with part A. Part A says the curve y is equal to e to the 4 minus 3x and y is equal to e to the x minus 8 intersect at a point P. Find the coordinates of the point P, and that part is carrying 3 marks. And then let's go to P. P says sketch the curve y is equal to natural log of x plus 3 for x is greater than or equal to -2 and x is less than or equal to 4. Taking values of x at unit intervals, and that part is carrying 3 marks. Let's now go to C. C says find the equation of the straight line which must be drawn on the graph of y is equal to 3 minus e to the 2x to obtain the solution of the equation x is equal to natural log square root over 2 minus x, and that part is carrying 4 marks. So we are now trying to get the actual answers for that question, which is number 12, and we are now getting into the solving. And as we are getting into the solving, I'm only asking you to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you're updated with the channel's new tutorials, and don't forget to turn on the notification button as you are subscribing so that you are notified when each and every video tutorial is uploaded on this YouTube channel. And as you are subscribing, don't forget to like, and also don't forget to share so that other people can enjoy the tutorials of additional mathematics in this YouTube channel. And don't forget to comment so that your views can be heard. Don't forget to comment so that your views can be heard. Let's now try to get into the solving. Let's try to get into the solving. Okay, so we are starting with A. A says the curves y is equal to e to the 4 minus 3x and y is equal to e to the x minus 8 intersect at a point P. Find the coordinates of the point P. We are starting with A. We are starting with part A. So we are given two equations. We have those two equations. Let's try to write those equations, and in this video tutorial we denoted equation 1 as y is equal to e to the 4 minus 3x, and we denoted equation 2 as y is equal to e to the x minus 8. That is equation 2. Okay, so now what we are going to do is that since both of the equation they share a similar point, they share one point, which is the point P. They share one point. So now what we are going to do is that we have to solve both equations simultaneously. We have to solve the equations simultaneously. In this video tutorial, we chose to use the substitution method for us to find the actual values of y and x. So we chose to use the substitution method. So we are going to substitute the y in equation 1 with that one which the y equals in equation 2. So we are going to say e to the x minus 8 is equal to e to the 4 minus 3x, like that. Again, now we have to solve for x. At this point in time, we have to solve for x. Now, what we are going to do is that for us to find the actual values of x, we have to introduce natural logs. We have to introduce natural logs on both sides. So when we introduce the natural logs on both sides, we can take note that those which are up, the powers can come down when we introduce the natural logs. So in that case, both the powers can come down. So when they come down, it will be like that. Since we have introduced natural log, this is the reason. So we have to take note that natural log of e is the same as natural log of e to the 1, like that. So it will be like that. So natural log of e to the 1 is the same as 1. When you use your calculator or whichever way to find the actual values of natural log of e to the 1, it will give you the value of 1. So you can write it like that. So 4 minus 3x, like that. The same, it happens to the same. Natural log of e to the 1 is the same as 1. So now we have to take note that when you multiply 1 with those values or those terms which are in those brackets, which are x minus 8, when you multiply 1 with those which are in the brackets, it will give you the same values. So in that case, it will be x minus 8. Again, there it will be the same. It will be 4 minus 3x. So at this point in time, what we have to do now is to collect the like terms. So in that case, we have to collect those terms which have the x variable. So it will be like that. So it will be x plus 3x is equal to 4. It is equal to 8 plus 4, like that. So there, when you do the calculations, x plus 3x is equal to 4x, and there 8 plus 4 is equal to 12. So there you have to divide. We have to make x the subject. When you make x the subject, x is equal to 3. So therefore that is the x coordinate. Now we are remaining with the y coordinate. How do we find the y coordinate? We have to select one equation. You can get any equation. You can get equation 1 or equation 2, but in this video tutorial we chose equation 1. So we have to write equation 1. So equation 1. Okay, so equation 1 is y is equal to e to the 4 minus 3x, like that. So what we have to do now is that we have to replace where there is x with that value of x which we found. So the value of x which we found is 3. So we have to replace 3 where there is x. So in that case, it will be y is equal to e to the 4 minus 3, open brackets, 3, like that. And then when you do the calculations there, 4 minus 3 open brackets 3 close brackets, it will give you the value of negative 5. So the y coordinate is e to the negative 5. Now, why have we written e to the negative 5 instead of us finding the actual value of y? So the reason is that when you calculate using the calculator, it will give us the value which is in decimal, which has a decimal point. So for us to have accuracy, we are going to write e to the negative 5. So that is the y coordinate. So therefore coordinates are p open brackets 3 comma e to the negative 5. So that's how you're supposed to answer that question. That's how you score marks in an exam room. That's how you score marks in an exam room. Let's now go to B. So we are done with A. Let's now go to B. Okay, so we now go to B. B says sketch the curve y is equal to natural log of x plus 3 for x is greater than or equal to negative 2 and x is less than or equal to 4. Taking values of x at unit intervals. So now, in this video tutorial, we are now going to B. So B, we're given that the equation is y is equal to natural log of x plus 3. So that is the equation there. That is the equation that we're given. So that is the given equation. So now we have to find the coordinates. Now, how are we going to find the coordinates? We have to use that same equation. We're going to use that same equation for us to find the coordinates. So now, since the question says taking values of x at unit intervals, so in this video tutorial we chose the unit intervals to be positive 1. So the unit intervals are plus 1 units. So if you want, you can choose any unit interval that you want. If you want, you can choose 0.5, or you can choose any unit interval that you want. So you have to choose the unit interval. The unit interval should suit the graph paper. It should suit the graph paper. Don't choose the unit interval whereby it won't suit with the graph paper. So in this video tutorial, we chose the unit interval of 1. So the unit interval on the x-axis is 1. So it's like that. So we are now going to find the coordinates. So we are given the statement that the x is greater than or equal to negative 2. The x is greater than or equal to negative 2. That is the statement. So we are going to start from negative 2. So now, for us to find the y coordinate, we have to replace that one in that equation where there is x. So we have to replace it like that. And then we do the calculations. In those which are in brackets, it will give us positive 1. So it will be y is equal to natural log of 1. And then when you do the calculations by using your calculator, it will give you the value of 0. So natural log of 1 is 0. So the y coordinate is 0 there. Let's now go to that one. So since we said the unit interval is positive 1, so When we add -2 plus 1, it will give us -1. So we have to replace that one again with -1. So when you do the calculations, those in brackets, it will be +2. And then when you use the calculator, natural log of 2 is 0.69 when you round it off. So it will be 0.69 like that. That is the value of that is the coordinate of y. So the coordinate of y is 0.69 in that case. Again, -1 plus 1, it is 0. So you have to do the same again. You have to do the same. So when you add there, when you evaluate, it will be natural log of 3. And then when you use your calculator to find the natural log of 3, it will be 0.1 when you round it off. So it will be like that. Again, you have to add again. 0 plus 1, it is 1. So we're going to replace 1 where there is x again. So it will be like that. So when you do the calculations with those which are in brackets, it will be a +4. So natural log of 4 is a natural log of 4. When you use your calculator, it will give you the value of 1.39 when you round it off. It will be 1.39. So that is the y coordinate. Again, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So you have to replace 2 again where there is x. So when you replace, it will be like it will give you the value of 5. So when you replace, it will be 1.61 when you round it off. So the value of y is equal to 1.61 like that. So the y coordinate is 1.61. Again, 2 plus 1 is 3. So you have to write 3 there. So you have to write 3. So where there is x, you replace it with 3. So when you replace it and then when you do the calculations, it will give you 6. Those which are in brackets, it will be 6. And then you have to use your calculator to find the natural log of 6. It will give you 1.79 like that. Again, let's go to the seventh one. So 3 plus 1 again. So 3 plus 1, it is 4. So that is the one that we are going to replace it. And then we have to mind that in the statement, we are given that the x value is less than or equal to 4. So the x value should be less than or equal to 4. It should not be greater than 4. So it should be less than or equal to 4. So we are going to end on the 4 on the x coordinate. So when you do the calculations with those which are in brackets, it will be 7. So y is equal to natural log of 7 is 1.95 when you round it off again. So you have to write like that. So this is how you find coordinates. This is how you find coordinates. So it will be like that. Let's now try to draw the y and x axis. So that is the x and y axis. So we have put the units and then the unit intervals that we chose on the x axis, it is 1 unit. and on the y-axis it is 0.5 units. Now the only job that we're remaining with is to plot those coordinates. So we have negative 2, 0, negative 1, 0.69, 0, 1.1, 1, 1.39, 2, 1.61, 3, 1.79, 4, 1.95. So those are the coordinates that we're going to plot on the graph paper, and then after plotting we have to sketch. So let's try to plot those coordinates. So we have negative 2, 0. So negative 2, 0 is there. Again, negative 1, 0.69 is somewhere there. Again, 0, 1.1 is somewhere there again. Again, 1, 1.39. 1, 1.39 is somewhere there. So 2, 1.6. So 2, 1.61 is somewhere there again. Again, 3, 1.79 is somewhere there. Again, 4, 1.95 is somewhere there. So this is how you are supposed to plot the graph. This is how you're supposed to plot the graph. Now, the only job that we have is to sketch the graph. So we have to sketch. You can use your pencil when sketching. So it will be like that. So it will be like that. When you sketch, it will be like that. So this is how you're expected to sketch in an exam room, and that is the graph of y is equal to natural log of x plus 3. So this is how you're supposed to sketch in an exam room, and this is how you answer questions related to the graph. This is how you're supposed to plot and to sketch the graph. So this is how you answer part B, and this is how you get marks on part B. Okay, so let's now go to C. C says find the equation of the straight line which must be drawn on the graph of y is equal to 3 minus e to the 2x to obtain the solution of the equation x is equal to natural log square root over 2 minus x. So it will be like that. So we are given that the equation is so the graph we are given that it is y is equal to 3 minus e to the 2x. So there again it will be like that. So we are given two equations. So what we have to do is that we are going to take that equation, which is x is equal to natural log square root over 2 minus x. So we are going to take that equation, and then we say, so we are going to introduce e. So we are going to introduce e in that equation. When you introduce e, it will be e to the x is equal to square root 2 minus x. When we introduce e, it will be like that. So e to the x is equal to square root. You have to mind that square root is the same as 1 over 2 to the power 1 over 2. So square root is the same as to the power 1 over 2. So it will be like e to the x is equal to open brackets 2 minus x close brackets 1 to the power 1 over 2. Now what we have to do is that we have to multiply the powers by 2 so that we get rid of that 1 over 2. So we are going to multiply that one with 2. So when you multiply x by 2, it will give you the value of 2x. So it will be e to the 2x is equal to, again when you multiply 1 over 2 multiplied by 2, it is the same as 1. So in that case there is no need of us writing to the power 1. So it will be like that. So now when we look at that one, the interesting part is that e to the 2x is equal to 2 minus x. E to the 2x is equal to 2 minus x, and in that equation we have in that equation, which is y is equal to 3 minus e to the 2x, we also have e to the 2x, and we have found what e to the 2x equals. So e to the 2x equals to 2 minus x, so we can replace e to the 2x with 2 minus x. When we replace it, it will be like that, and then when you do the calculations, it will be like that. When you simplify, simplify, it will be y is equal to 3 minus 2 plus x, and then when you do the calculations, it will be like y is equal to 1 plus x. So therefore the equation of the straight line, it will be so therefore, the equation of a straight line is y is equal to x plus 1. That's how you score marks in an exam room. That's how you score marks in an exam room. So this is how you're supposed to answer in an exam room. And I hope you haven't forgotten to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And I hope you haven't forgotten to comment and to like. So in this YouTube channel, you can it can help you obtain a distinction 1 in additional mathematics. It can help you obtain a distinction 1 in additional mathematics. So you have to subscribe so that it helps you. Thank you for watching. See you to another video tutorial.